Hey guys, welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast, your daily guide for inner child healing. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading, the second is a discussion of that reading followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you're here as we continue on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Now, before we dive in, I have a few quick reminders. Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support here helps us spread the word, allowing us to continue to grow this community. Next, I'd like to introduce our Patreon group, where we have 3 weekly meetings. On Sundays, we have a meditation meeting. On Tuesdays, we have book club meeting. And on Thursdays, we have open topic discussions. These meetings take place at 6 p.m. CEST, so Amsterdam, Paris time. For my next announcement, I'd also like to introduce the Reparenting Daily journal, which you can find on Amazon. This journal follows along with the podcast, so each weekly and monthly themes are reflected in the journal. It provides space for you to keep your notes with plenty of extra resources on each topic to be discussed. It's an excellent tool, and if you purchase it, you can join our weekly meetings for free. Just send me an email and we'll get you linked in. For the last announcement, I'd like to introduce one of my most meaningful creative projects, a 3-volume series entitled Fairy Tales for Reparenting. Now, you might be wondering, why fairy tales? Aren't those just for kids? But through my personal healing journey and in studying the work of Carl Jung, Marie-Louise von Franz, and other spiritual and psychological traditions, I've come to see fairy tales as powerful symbolic maps for transformation. They carry deep, timeless wisdom, especially for those of us doing the hard work of reparenting ourselves. The series follows the structure of the hero's journey. Volume 1 explores the wounded child, stories of loss, betrayal, and innocence. Volume 3 is about the trials of endurance, cunning, and self-discovery. And Volume 3 is the return, stories of transformation, power, and wholeness. Each story is followed by journal prompts and space to reflect on how each story connects to your own inner healing journey. These are not just tales, they're tools. They're an invitation to connect with the part of you that still believes in magic and possibility and healing. You'll find both familiar classic and lesser-known stories from cultures around the world, offering you fresh insights and inspiration on your path. All 3 volumes are now available on Amazon. Your support means so much to me, not just for this project, but for the larger mission of helping myself and others reconnect inwardly. Reparenting is like nurturing a bonsai tree. It's not fast, it's not flashy, but with care, patience, and consistency, it will transform you. Thanks so much for being here and for supporting this work, and also for committing on your personal journey of self-expansion. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is from the ACA Daily Meditation. It's entitled Emotional Sobriety. Just as a reminder, we're in August, and the theme for this month is Healing the Inner Child. We're in week 3, which is August 15th until the 21st. And the theme for this week is Healing Childhood Wounds. Emotional sobriety. With emotional sobriety, reparenting ourselves becomes a reality in our lives. Big Red Book, page 265. Our program calls us to recognize the truth within us. A beginning truth is that our families, in their unfinished spiritual states, corrupted our thinking. As young children, we could relate to no one other than our families to see how the world was around us. This often involved a series of dysfunctional beliefs, such as I can make it on my own, I am too proud to accept help from anyone, and or we are so much better than they are. This led us to a false sense of independence or even superiority that effectively cut us off from many forms of useful information that could have helped us. As adults, we lived with this corrupt thinking in a state of confusion and denial, unable to admit that we need help and unable to trust anyone. When we find ACA and begin recovery, we discover that we can reparent ourselves. We can learn to see the truth about our parents in a non-judgmental way, which helps us first accept whatever good things they passed on to us. And then, without anger or resentment, we firmly reject their dysfunctional ways of thinking. We are now free to chart our own course of behavioral, spiritual, and emotional sobriety. On this day, I will focus on using all I learned in ACA to help me reparent myself. I choose spiritual and emotional sobriety. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. Welcome back, welcome back. This reading ties into our August theme of healing childhood wounds by showing how much of our adult confusion comes from the corrupt beliefs that we inherited in our unsafe families. You see, when children grow up in dysfunction, we often internalize ways of thinking that distort reality, false independence, superiority, or deep mistrust. These defenses helped us survive, but they left us cut off from authentic connection and guidance. Healing requires first seeing the truth about where these beliefs came from, and then releasing them without bitterness. In doing so, we begin to reclaim clarity, honesty, and wholeness. Aligned with this week's theme of healing childhood wounds through reparenting, emotional sobriety is the fruit of giving our inner child the parenting they never received. Instead of perpetuating our parents' distorted worldview, we choose new ways of thinking rooted in truth, compassion, and balance. Reparenting allows us to say, I can accept help. I am not above or below anyone. I deserve to live in clarity, confidence, and connection. This shift in perspective helps the wounded child within us relax, making space for grounded, emotionally sober living, where our adult self can finally lead with steadiness and love. As we go into the journal prompts today, number 1, what dysfunctional beliefs from your family system do you still notice, still influence your thinking today? Number 2, how would you feel different if you fully embraced emotional sobriety and rejected those old beliefs? And number 3, what is one loving truth you want to begin telling your inner child to replace the distorted messages of the past? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself, and please do be well. Welcome back, welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment, no matter what time you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.